Josh,
I'm Banks. Odd Places.
going viral.
Hey. So, Josh, how do you make beer?
You want the entire process, or you you want the short version, or you want the detailed process?
Well,
I can give you both.
start the short, and then I'll just stop you whenever uh, when
All
I
right.
have some questions for you.
Well, the shortest version is you hop in your car, you go to the supermarket, you grab beer, you pay for it, bring it back home, and bam, you've essentially made beer in your home. However, the real way to do it, you take sugar out of oats, out of grains, you take the sugar out, you ferment it, you bottle it,
All right. So, how do you take the sugar out of the oats or the
you
grain?
boil it. You boil it. Not
Oh,
boil, but you heat up the grains in water
yeah.
and you extract the sugars from the grains.
And the sugars are on the top, right?
Yes. Well, the sugars are on the outside, so you kind of just like let the sugars come out. You throw the rest of the grain away, and then you put it into a fermenter. You add yeast. You got to
Okay.
have yeast.
Yeah.
Yeast is
Okay.
really important.
Okay. So, yeast is basically the catalyst that gets it going, right? Is it the catalyst?
Frozen up, man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
you
So
back? Okay.
yeast is the catalyst, correct?
Yeast is a little animal that eats sugars and then it farts carbon dioxide and it pisses alcohol. That's what a yeast is. Yeah. That's a scientific terminology.
I thought yeast was a plant, actually.
No, yeast is a microorganism,
Okay, all right. I
living
know,
thing.
I know that with yeast, if you have like clogged, oh, you want your septic tank to be cleaned out. You put some yeast down the
Yes.
pipes,
And it
warm
goes
water,
yum, yum, yum,
and
yum.
then overnight you don't use it, so that it gets down there and it eats up. Yeast, what a product. I mean,
It's
we
amazing.
we have some of that inside of us, don't we? I mean, people get yeast infections. Yeah.
It's like bacteria. Yeah, it's almost like a bacterium. It eats sugar. That's what
Huh.
yeast does.
Okay. So yeast is the key, basically. So if you put anything with yeast, you can make alcohol, right?
That's right. And yeast is actually naturally forming. So in the old days, they would extract the sugars and they would leave the top of the container open and let whatever fell into it from nature. And there would always be some yeast in the air from a plant or from a tree or from some other source. And it would ferment over time eventually. Yeah.
Huh. Huh. Now
And yeast,
you make beer for
yeah,
yourself only, or for your friends,
just for my friends. That's why you haven't had any yet. I'm just kidding. Have I? Have I given you? I need to bring you some beer.
You've offered. You've offered. I haven't
Oh,
had.
all right.
I will partake in a beverage with you.
I have some.
So, oh yeah, did you make that? No?
I made it a couple months ago, so I have a new batch ready. Yeah.
Nice. So why do you make beer?
Why do birds fly? Why do songs sing? I don't know. I enjoy creating something. Here it is. I enjoy creating things that other people enjoy.
Okay. All right. All right. So do you make bread?
I have, but I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a bread maker. My wife makes more bread than I do.
All right, because that's got yeast in it, and I'm thinking you're the aficionado of yeast.
I don't know about that. My
Um, okay. So beer is the thing that you like to make for people because it brings them happiness. They drink beer, they lighten up a little bit. So do you know why beer, which has alcohol in it, lightens you up or makes you? It's a sedative, right? It's a depressant.
Alcohol is a depressant.
Yeah.
Yes, it dulls the senses.
All right. So is that what we want? Is that what people want to dull the senses, or do you drink the beer because of the taste?
For me, it's taste. That's it. I think we all need a little alcohol too. Alcohol in small quantities is healthy. It actually is good.
Really?
But I think some people just like to get away from life for a little bit. And if it helps block off all the other crap going on in their life just for a few hours, it's a nice reprieve.
So what you're talking about is getting away from yourself.
And everything else.
All right.
Yeah.
So the nagging stuff in your head, that the words, the chatter that's going on in your head, you can kind of like chill that out by drinking some alcohol, right?
Yeah. You can say, talk to the beer. Absolutely.
Is that why people actually talk to the beer when they
Probably.
drink enough?
Do they talk to beer or they cry in their beer? I always get the expressions mixed up.
Oh, with me, when I drink alcohol, it does. I mean, I drink alcohol because I kind of like the buzz. I'm a buzzer. I mean, taste. Sometimes I'll have a wine and it's just like, holy moly, this is great. Or I'll have like maybe a drink, like a hard liquor drink, and it's just like, holy smokes, this tastes really good. Usually, though, this is for me. Um, I have to water it down because it's so strong. So,
Oh my goodness. You're not
all
going to
right.
like my beer then. My
Oh,
beer's strong.
really? Okay. So when do you drink like a hard liquor drink? Sometimes do you like drink like
Very rarely.
bourbon, whiskey?
Very rarely. I'm not a big fan of that stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you do the big cube or do you do like crushed ice in it?
Oh my
Big,
goodness.
the big
Now you're getting
rock.
fancy. Now you're getting fancy. I don't drink, first of all, if I do drink hard liquor, it's not
Uh-huh.
straight up. It's not straight up. It's not just in a glass with an ice cube. It's got to be mixed in a drink. It's got to be like a
Okay.
pina colada, and I'll have some rum in a pina colada, right?
Oh, okay. So, so you don't, I mean, you water it down with other things, sweet stuff, right? Why?
Yeah,
Because you don't like the taste of it by itself, right?
correct. And I'm not doing it to get drunk. I don't like just the alcohol part of it.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
has to have flavor. It has to have the taste. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
Okay, so I went to a bourbon tasting, and I had never had bourbon before. I don't think I did. And you taste it, and they start telling you, and I don't know if what they're telling you is really what you're drinking. However, you start tasting what they're telling you after a
Subliminal.
while. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this will have an oaky taste," and I'm like, "No, I don't. Can't. Oh, yeah, yeah." It does. And by the end, you have like 4 different little tasters. By the end,
You're
whatever
on
they
the floor.
said, I was there. I was like, hey, I do taste it. Didn't take time in order to taste it. And that could be because of the buzz. It could be because your palate became intellectual, I guess. Do you have an intellectual palate?
Not really. I don't think so.
No?
No, my palate's pretty stupid.
Well, I mean, you go for taste though. So,
I do, but I don't tend to notice complexities in taste and flavor. And the problem is I eat fast. You know this, right? I'm a speed eater. So it's just kind of a weird juxtaposition that I like flavor,
yeah.
simple flavor, but I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to spend time enjoying it. It's the problem.
Yeah, I wish with coffee. I wish I liked coffee, and I have not acquired a taste. My palate is not intellectual enough for coffee. So I have to put sweet stuff in it to make it palatable.
Wow, maybe my tongue isn't so stupid because I do like coffee and it's got to be good coffee. I can taste the difference between good coffee and bad coffee.
Really? Now,
Yeah.
what
Oh
is
yeah.
what is the difference? I mean, what is? I mean, is it like older? Is it stale coffee? Is it like eating
Uh,
a stale donut to a like a fresh
what's,
donut?
what's the difference between different flavors of wine, different types of different grapes? Can you taste the difference between different grapes? If someone gave you three
Uh,
glasses of wine,
yeah. I
same
probably
thing.
could. Okay.
Same thing. Yeah.
Really?
Hints and
Huh.
notes. Good coffee, the one I like, it's fruity. It actually has like apricot and blueberry and citrus coming out
What?
of. Yes.
What? They infuse that with
Oh,
something? No,
oh, no,
it's
it's
in the
just
coffee.
in the bean. It's already in the bean. Yeah.
So what? What? The bee that came and pollinated that bean, uh,
The region. I
it
think it's the region.
is
Yeah, yeah.
had some extra pollen from like a citrus or orange tree, and
Probably.
Oh.
But it's got to be roasted properly. It's got to be done properly. And that's where the good stuff comes out. You know why Starbucks tastes like crap and why Miller and Bud Light all taste like crap? Because they rush the process. It's just get it done, mass production.
Really?
When you take your time, you get those nuances, you get the good flavors that come out of this stuff. Yeah.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going.
I roll.